Hi Riff, or whoever's watching this is Mark. So my student's about to arrive. Just a quick note about her. Her name is Marianne. This is her second time ever playing. I saw her playing yesterday at the local Y. She's a tennis player. I've actually taught 2 tennis lessons to her and to her kids. So I have a history with her, but never with pickleball. And so I saw her and asked her if she'd come for this. So what do you else need to know? I suspect, we'll find out what she wants to work on, but I suspect from watching her, she doesn't quite understand the usefulness of the soft game. She was always like third shot driving, and she doesn't quite understand the value of a deep serve or a deep return. And she typically would stay back after she hit the return, so she just hasn't learned those tactics yet. Technically, like a lot of tennis players, she uses a semi-Western forehand grip, which is not ideal, so we'll have probably to work on that a little bit. But she's pretty athletic and she's fun and she's like keen, so we'll see. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. So I kind of have a plan.
Do you have to be on this side then? Or?
No, you're fine there. So I kind of have a plan for how this is going to go, but
Well, okay, so I understand when your partner's serving, you sit back because you have to wait for that third ball type of thing. They can drop it anywhere. Like the one time the third shot was like so short. I'm like, hey, and I thought it had to be out of that kitchen area. No, sorry, my partner served. And then that person returned it really short, and I was standing at the back, because then my partner said, but they can put it in the kitchen? Okay. Okay. So even though my partner told me to come back, technically you can go anywhere in the court.
yeah, there's a reason why they said to come back. Like, we'll talk about it. Okay. Let's just start with this really little soft. One thing we'll need that. Yeah, you can't get quite as much top spin
No.
as you can in tennis. Let's do this cross court.
Okay.
So forehand, forehand.
So right now the yellow is volleyball, is that right? So badminton? Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, so the dimensions are the same as a badminton court. Okay, very good. Let's do a backhand to backhand. Tougher.
Little trigger.
Tougher.
Here. Good, this is not it. I feel funny having two hands, but I just don't know what to do with my other hand.
So we can talk about this as we go. One thing you can experiment with now is you're still allowed to hit with two hands.
Oh, okay.
And like some of the best
Because
women,
John said there's a couple pros that do that. I'm
like a lot of the best women who come from tennis backgrounds hit two-handed backhands. So
it just feels weird that I have to start.
yeah, you can experiment. Does that feel
Is this
better?
gonna ruin my tennis game?
No.
Okay.
Like all summer long, I would go back and forth tennis,
Yeah,
pickleball,
that's
tennis,
okay.
pickleball. That's fine.
Alright.
Where it's tricky is if you just do pickleball for a long time
Yeah.
and then you go to tennis. It's like it takes a little while to get back into it.
Okay.
Okay, you play Darren first, back there. You play Darren first, back there. Good job. Okay, let's switch. You be the volleyer. I'll be the ground instructor. Same thing, right back. And you'll be outside the kitchen, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Any reason why it's competition? You know why they guys made it?
Its actual name is the non-volley zone, which is like more instructive. It tells
Yeah.
you what it's about.
That's quite a long bracket.
No. So sometimes if you're up here, someone might lob you.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you volleys, but I'll also throw in lobs. It's still like warm up speed. So when you smash it, don't go for a winner. Just keep the rally going. That's it.
Oh,
Right. seconds to warm up serves. Did someone talk to you about the serving rules? So you got cross court, just like tennis.
Yes.
Stand behind the baseline, just like tennis. It's got to let it pass the kitchen. It's got to be underhand.
Okay.
And when you make contact, you got to make contact below your waist. And waist used to be defined as like your belt line. So then people are like, okay, no problem, right? To get an advantage. And then they change it so it's down your belly button. So you got to make contact below your belly button.
Okay.
Yep. So I'll just serve two, you can catch, and then serve back. Close.
Yeah, but do it well.
Yeah, I know. That's fine. Okay, a couple on the left
These
side.
balls different than the other balls? No? They're all the same?
Same balls. I donated those other ones too. Same balls, different color. And it's sort of like tennis balls, right? Over time they'll get softer.
Oh, okay.
Right, so these ones are pretty cute. And there's one more. Okay, let's play a game.
So you only get a point if you're serving or something?
Yeah, so there's two ways to score. One is where you
Yeah, we were playing like that, and then people started sitting out, so then we started playing quicker ways.
So the quicker ways anyone can get the point. Volleyball used to be the same thing. Right? Volleyball used to be you only get a point if you're the serve team. And then there'd always be a side out, 0-0. So yeah, so the standard scoring is you only get a point when you're the serving team. But lots of places, including at the Y, usually, to speed things up, they'll play rally scoring. Okay? So for us, let's do rally scoring. And you can play singles, right? So we could play one-on-one like this. Mostly though, you're going to play doubles, especially at the Y. So to simulate that, let's do this just on half the court. Okay, so this will be a half-court game. Sometimes they call it skinny singles. Whatever. And we'll play. Okay? We'll make it a time game, 5 minutes. Okay. Here we go. Yep. Good one. Okay. So 1-0, and what we'll do is, can someone explain the whole first serve, second serve thing to you?
Yeah, like the first, when you're playing doubles, the first person serving only gets the one, like the partner doesn't get the chance.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, it's,
Both of them get a chance. Yeah. So we'll pretend, just so we get used to the regular, like the scoring rotations, we'll pretend that you've also got a partner. So if you lose your serve, that'll be the second server on your team. So you'll then pretend to be the second server.
Oh,
Does that make sense? Okay, so score is
1-0-1.
right.
Oh!
Okay. So I get
So I'm the second server, so 1-1-2.
correct. Okay, so 2-1-1.
No, oh, maybe it wasn't.
Oh, maybe it was.
It was good.
Felt pretty good.
It was good.
Okay, thanks. 3-1-1.
I was hoping for better.
4-1-1. Now we're jumping with. There we go.
Oh, that's it.
Okay. 5-1-1. Okay, so 5-2, and I'm now second server. 5-2-2.
Oh no, that's my serve.
I just won that one.
Oh yeah.
6-2-2.
I'm just learning.
I know you're fine. Okay.
Now,
Now, score?
so I won that point, so 3-6-1.
Yep. Okay.
3-7-2.
Got it. Good shot.
4-7-2. I got a ball.
Okay.
Now, I didn't do an overhead or anything, so I'm allowed to be in the kitchen, right? Or no?
Right, just remember it's a non-volley zone. You didn't volley, so you're fine. Good help.
There's no way I can stop.
Yeah.
Okay,
5-8.
5-8. 5-8-2.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do one more point. I'll be the server.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. One more point. I'm the server. I like the effort. Okay, here we go. Okay, and time. Okay, let's do this. We'll meet over here. I'm just going to move this here, not so they see, but so as we have a conversation, you know a bit more what's going on. So, it's fun. Okay, it's pretty good for second day.
Yeah?
What were your strategies?
The ball in the court.
Okay, so that's good. So number one strategy above all else is keep the ball in play. Okay, right, and that's only 3 feet high. Mid. You've got like lots of space. So if you can hit the ball in the court 7 times, and I can only hit 6, then you win. Okay, so keep it in. What else?
Keep moving. You gotta hit the ball, go anywhere. Shorter tee, like,
So to make sure you're ready.
yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I don't know what's in the same spot. Okay, good. What else?
Kind of read what you're gonna do next.
Okay.
Like if it's gonna be a short one, or if you're gonna.
Yep. So okay, good. Try to anticipate what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
What else? What other kinds of things did you do, or like, might you try to do to make things difficult for me?
Well, it made you move more.
Okay, so one is you make me run.
Yeah.
That's a good strategy. Difficult on just half the course,
I know.
right? Okay, but that's a good strategy.
Possibility, because you kept coming up, so I could have tried to lob you.
Okay, so maybe if I'm at the net, you can try to lob. Good. What else?
I was trying to come up, but I don't really know, just because they tell me to. But,
Yeah. Okay, so
But I don't like it up here because I'm always afraid of what I'm doing in this.
right. So people yell at you, get to the net, get to the net, get to the net, and then you go because they tell you to, but then you feel uncomfortable up there, and you're worried about standing in the kitchen and everything. Okay. Why do people want you to come to the net?
I guess it's quicker and
Yeah.
you can get more things because it's like, I don't know.
Right, so like you put way more pressure on me if we're playing singles like this, or on my team if we're playing doubles. You put a lot more pressure on us if you're up there, right? Because the distance from baseline to baseline is 44 feet,
Okay.
right? And so if you're way back at your baseline and you hit the ball to me, I've got like 44 feet worth of time to sort of get organized for your shot and hit. But if you're standing up there, and it's now just 29 feet away, I'm going to have less time to react. So it's important, like a really important strategy is to get to the net. Okay? Who's got the first crack at it? The returning team or the serving team?
Returner.
The returners. right? Because if I'm serving,
Because I gotta wait for that third bounce thing.
yeah, so if I'm serving, I can't just serve and volley when there's a tennis, right? So I was watching, and very often I would serve to you, you would return back to me, and then either like stay back or like kind of come up a little bit. Okay? But yeah, this is a chance that off the return to come up right away. And we would love that you're up here. Great. You can't see it, that's why this works. So this is where you want to be. Okay. So let's do a few practice points here. I'll be the server, you be the returner. And I'm looking that you hit your return and that you come in right away. And if you do that, then we'll play out the ball.
Okay.
Ready? There we go. Better?
Yeah.
You control the point from start to finish. Very good. There we go. Very good.
Felt good.
Yeah. Okay.
Not quite.
Okay. What happened?
I wasn't ready.
You
It was
weren't ready?
happening, Like really. Like I was running and had to hit the ball at the same time. I wasn't
Okay.
ready.
So you weren't really set. Okay.
Yeah.
A few more. Big try. It's a tough one. Sorry about
And
that.
my return wasn't as good.
Your return wasn't as good.
Yeah, but the return, so then you gave you more opportunity to do something with it.
Okay. Good. So you can see how the coming to the net is valuable.
Yes.
But you don't want to come in off of like any.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's
what-
what I'm saying. I didn't have a good setup.
Okay, so let's be clear. What counts as a good return?
Deep.
Why?
Because it gives me more time. Like if I do a short one back, then you're gonna be up there and nail it at me.
Right.
Or
So
if you gotta come back and hit it, then it's gonna be a shot that I can get from.
very good. So that one return that you hit that was short and then hammered it at you,
Yeah.
right? I hit it from about here. So instead of me being 29 or 30 feet away from you, right? I'm now like 22 feet away. So you have less time. So you're right. If you're going to come into the net, you want your life to be easy, and your life will be easier if you can hit that return deep enough that I'm like behind the baseline. Okay, here we go. And now you're
So return to serve just like tennis is important.
The return to serve just like tennis is important. Yes. Here we go. Whoa.
I just spoke me.
Were you where you wanted to be?
No.
No. Were you where you wanted to be?
No.
No. Why not?
Just still moving and grooving.
Okay.
It was too short.
Okay. Still come to that line.
All
Still
right.
come up. Here we
I
go.
got a hammer at me.
Here we go. Did you get there?
No.
No.
So I gotta hustle more?
Maybe. Here we go.
Exercise?
Still not there. Still not. Come on, you got one more chance.
Okay. Am I supposed to be running on it?
Okay, good question. So you've got the right intention, which is I want to get to the line so I can throw the net. But you're not getting there now. So you have a choice. Either you have to become faster, so you can like put down a paddles and go outside and sprint, or you need to buy yourself more time.
So a higher ball.
So a higher ball will give you more time. And so this is one of the mistakes, is that people think that lower shots are always better shots. Sometimes they are. But in this case, when you hit that low, fast return,
It's too quick.
you don't have enough time to get to the line. Okay? And you don't have to worry. Like in tennis, if you played a high, loopy return, you you'd be in trouble, right? Because I would just come in and crush it. But I can't. Because we got the 2 downs wrong. Okay, so here we go. Give yourself enough height that you have the time you need. Okay, the right idea. There we go. Here, come, and.
Okay, because you have to wait for that bounce.
Yeah. You got there. Very good. Here we go.
Skills.
Here we go. And you there?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I
Now.
almost was too far ahead.
Okay. We'll talk about that in a second, but that was very good. We'll play it for real now. You have a chance?
Sorry?
You have a chance, right? To win the point there?
Yeah, I just blew it.
Return was good. The movement was good.
Oh no.
Okay.
I did.
See if you can set up well here. What
I'm
happened?
not ready.
Okay.
I don't know. You came right at me.
Yeah,
It was
so
a body shot. I wasn't ready.
you had a fair bit of time to get it. Right, like you were near the line, but because it landed here, when we're now close together, I can hard you go. So let's try this. I'll put these markers out. And for now, because in a real game, you don't really care too much, usually, if it's a down the line return or cross court or down the middle. But what you do care about is that it's deep. So let's try this. I'm going to serve. We'll just do a bunch in a row. You don't have to run in yet. Stay there. And let's see where I can stand. It would have been the right side. Let's see if you can return deep enough that it lands past the markers. Using a higher angle. Here we go. 0 for 1. You get 10 tries. 0 for 1.
Oh, I cleared everything.
Cleared everything, landed short. 0 for 2. Very good. 1 for 3. No. 1 for 4. 1 for 5. Yes. 2 for 6. Can we move that ball, please? 2 for 6. I did get this pass, but I don't think you would have had enough time to get it.
No, it wasn't
Right,
perfect.
so we're not counting it. 2 for 7.
That was
Very
good.
good. 3 for 8. 4 for 9. Yeah, sure. Okay, so 4 for 10. So 40% of the time,
I did what I was supposed to do.
you did 3% supposed to do. Okay. So one of the things that influences whether you can get like this good return or not is how well set up you are. Right? And how well set up you are is partly related to how much time you have. And I can make it tough, right, by hitting hard. You can make your life easier and give yourself more time if you're a bit further back. So just like if you're returning serve in tennis against a hard server, you wouldn't be inside the baseline, right? You'd be behind it so you have that time. Okay, so let's do it again on the, so you could be like, yeah, half a step behind the baseline. And if you have to run forward, no big deal. Ready? Very good, 1 for 1. 1 for 2, a little more height and you're fine. Oh yeah! 1 for 3. Okay, this long. 1 for 4. That's better. You're 2 for 6. falling back.
Yeah, let's not have it good for it.
Yeah. Yeah, like your
forward.
right, your best returns are balls that you're like really set in. Say, if you could do one more here, like really be set there.
Oh,
That's better.
didn't get up.
Now, just because you move fast doesn't mean you have to hit fast. Right? You can still play that arcing ball. That would be it. One more. Better. And go. Okay, so your percentage is up, but there's still like some missing. So one of the big differences between tennis and pickleball, especially because the court is smaller and you've got a little bit less time. One, you don't need, and two, you can't afford very big backswing. Like you're plenty strong. You can get enough speed with your paddle, right, that you can hit it far enough that you can get a higher ball. So if we do a couple here, I don't mind if they go out a little bit, but can you think of, let's call it like your regular backswing, let's call that like 10 out of 10. This should be like a 2 or 3 out of 10. So it's mostly going to be, you'll still have a follow-over.
Okay.
So it's a short backswing, right? More than enough power. Good. Yep. Short backswing. Very good.
So it's really the hip in the front.
Yeah, and you can still use your body, right? Doesn't mean it just has to be now your wrist.
Okay.
Right? Like if we want this to be pretty stable,
Okay.
it could be very much like a tennis forehand, just with a shorter backswing.
Okay.
Imagine you're playing a ball on the rise, right? That's better. Good. Okay. Short backswing. Better. Short backswing. Yeah. Need one more with the forehand. Does that feel a bit easier to control?
Yeah.
Let's try a couple on the back. Same side, but with your backhand.
Okay.
Same idea. Compact backswing. Yep.
Oh,
Distance is good. The backswing is good. A little bit of height. There. Very good. More than you need, one more. Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense?
yeah.
So, like, it's not so heavy. Ball's not that heavy. Yes. Okay, so let's do one thing and then we'll get a quick drink. Let's go back to our game. Okay. And here's how our game will work. We play out the point. You're still going to return and come in the net. But your return only counts if it lands past the markers. If it lands short, then we just replay the point. Okay? There we go. That's better. Yep. And you're best off now, like, hit it, assume it's going to go in, and start running right away. And if it lands short, it lands short.
Okay.
There you go. Short. A little bit of height here. Yes, yes.
Oh, my foot was in the hip.
Foot was in the kitchen, okay. How was the return?
Deep and lofty.
Return was great, it was high enough that you had time to come in.
I
You're
can't
right,
really
you just-
get that was too much, so.
Yeah, you just have to make sure that you time your split step, right, so that you're balanced at the line. Yes.
And that's how it's done.
Good point. Good. Couple more here.
Oh, too much.
Okay. So I like how you set up and then there's a short backswing. Either a bit lower, a bit slower. Short. do one last thing here. So let's say you've hit a good deep return. And let's assume you've come into the net like you should. And let's assume that I hit it hard at you, which lots of people will try, and I'm way back here. Where would be a good place to play your volley?
A little dip.
Like a little drop into the kitchen.
If I can, off of that.
If you can, yeah, it's tough when it comes fast. So let's try a few more points. If you think you've got a chance, if you've pinned me behind the baseline, if you're at a good spot, and you can play a soft volley, that would be good. Well, the depth is great. Just wide. Here we go. What happened to the soft ones?
I don't know, I get excited.
That's fine. The return and the moving was good. Yes. Doesn't that work well?
No. And take it with the net.
Yeah, so there's sort of a double benefit, right? When you pin me back, you make it easier for you to receive the ball, but you also make it easier to drop it in the kitchen. Good, come down. Right out of there. Yeah, we need one more where the return is past the markers.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So let's stop here for a moment. Okay. Okay, so we're going to change the scenario a little bit. This time you're the server. We'll still do it on half court here. Okay. You're the server. I'm the one who's going to return and come in. Now, in this case, if I'm returning serve, my partner would be up here already, right? So I'm going to return, I would come corner. We're going to imagine that my partner at the net, she's really, really good. So you don't want to hit any balls to her. You're going to pick on me. Okay? And what we'll do here is you be the server, I'll return down the line, and we play out the point. There you go. Okay. There you go.
Yeah. So when you're serving, you're pretty much defensive the whole time.
Well, so that's a good question. Is like,
How do you win when you're
how do you win when you're serving? Yeah.
good serving?
This guy. Three more here.
Little wide. Well, again, but I mean, it's wide, but like, it was good because you couldn't reach it.
Yes. Gotcha. Last point here.
Where's the partner? I was expecting that is right.
Yeah. Okay, so, all right, so now you got a problem to solve. How do you win when you're serving? So you know as the returner, okay, you'll return, you'll come in, you'll look to control the net.
That seems more geared for the server.
Yeah, so pickleball is unique, right? Like there's not many sports where the person without the ball or the team without the ball has an advantage. But they do, because the server, they gotta serve underhand, they gotta hit up, they can't serve a ball, you gotta wait. I can hit the weakest, slowest return, you still have to wait. I get to get the strong position. So, what should you do? Let's put it this way. You serve, I return, I've got you back at the baseline. What are your options?
Lob it.
So one is you could lob. Okay?
Jab the alleys or like in the middle. Between.
So, and would that be like a low fast one?
Yeah.
Okay, so one is you hit high over me, lob. Two is you hit a low fast one like a drive. And whether you drive it at me or at my partner or between us, right? It's a drive. So could lob, you could drive, what else?
I would not be comfortable taking it.
Wouldn't be comfortable taking it.
No, first of all, I don't think I can do it on something back here, and also, you're right there, you're gonna just eat it.
Okay, so right now you're just eating it, right? Remember, the whole point of me coming to the net is so I can get a high ball that I can probably hit hard, right, to take away your time. If you lob me, if you hit a little bit too far, you lose. If you hit a little too short, I get to smash it. You're giving me exactly what I want, the high ball that I can hit hard. So when you lob, you've got to lob perfectly.
So I should hit at you, maybe, like, at your body, low.
Maybe. Okay. Except right now, when you hit hard and low at me, so here, you try. You hit a hard one. There you go. Okay. That didn't go so well. Here, try again. Right? And so what happens is, up to a certain level, so by the way, what we're talking about is what we call the third shot. Right? So you serve, that's one. I return, that's number two. You're doing your third shot. You could do a third shot lob, third shot drive, third shot drop. At a certain level, third shot drives work. Because if they're not very good net players, and you just hammer it at them, they get offhand and they miss. So we even saw like a little bit of that yesterday, right? At a certain level, third shot lobs against really slow people works. But then you get to a certain level where it doesn't. You lob them, they smash it. You drive it at them, they drive it back hard, or they play a little drop shot. So your only hope here, lob won't work, drive won't work, your only hope to keep me from hitting a high ball and hitting it fast is to make me have to hit up. Now if you drive it, that probably won't happen. It won't happen because by the time that ball's got enough speed, by the time it comes over the net and gets to me, it's still going to be at or above net level. So I'm still going to have an advantage. But imagine if you could play this ball so it lands.
What about your feet when you do tennis? Like half ball shot.
Well, it's not quite that. It's different.
Okay.
So let's reverse it.
But it's not soft like a drop.
It is soft like a drop.
Oh. So you want me to drop it, right?
Yeah, which is counterintuitive, right? Because you're like, wait, the guy's right at the net. Why would I hit a drop shot that's really slow right to him? Can we reverse it? Can you come to the net?
Yep.
Okay, so if I give you a lob, what would you do? Smash. If I drive it at you, smash. If I do this,
No, that is it.
what are you going to do with that?
No, that's-
Come on, let's try to put me in trouble.
I saw one doing that yesterday.
Come on, yeah, I got it. Ready? Put me in trouble.
I was trying to drop it back.
I know. And so what happens is, if I make that ball land in the kitchen,
Then you got tired.
there is a very good chance in the combat you're going to be so when you play this, it's called third shot drop. Right? Like if you're at the net and I play a third shot drop, I don't think you're going to miss this.
But I can't do much with
It's a
it.
slow moving ball right to you, but you can't do damage the way you can if the ball's up here. So it's not
Just kind of keeps it in play.
and it neutralizes you. Right here, you're coming to damage. You're at the net point back there. You're looking to pounce, neutral.
So you just keep doing those until you're able to do something off of their return?
Yeah, you're getting warmed up. So one of the things, and I think you especially, because I know when you play tennis, you're often in like offense mode. This is one of those times you're not on offense. When you're trying to play a drop into the kitchen, it's not an offensive shot. It's not necessarily defensive, it's sort of in between. You're just trying to neutralize. Okay? So let's do this again. Let's put you back there. I'll give you the ball. You're gonna serve, I'm gonna return and come in, and the goal
And then
here
I'm gonna try this.
is that you try to make it land near the kitchen.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. this for a minute. So there's a couple of technical things that make it easier. Where can we move you? Okay. That should work. Ish. Okay. So I'll put the markers out. So it doesn't really matter whether your opponent hits the ball out of the air as a volley or off the bounce. What we care about is their having it. So if you can land it, let's say inside the 5 months, you should be in good shape. Back here. So one of the things that's a little different when you're hitting serves, even when you're hitting returns, you use your sternum on this thing, which is great for topspin, right? Fine. But this is not a shot we want topspin on, because then you've got to hit it pretty hard, and you've got to hit up, and it sails. So this is actually a topspin grip shot. So now, it's going to be this lifting. So we don't want the ball to actually spin very much. We just want it to sort of be up. Okay, that's where it's getting too good. So here, you try. Just let it bounce. Okay, good. Let it bounce.
Oh, let it bounce.
Yeah, so it's more realistic. And you can feel, right? So if you're, like even now, it's just a bit far. If you're reaching,
Yeah.
it's going to be perfect. So you've got to make sure
Gotta
that
be in the
that you're
right
balanced on this. That's very good. Yep. And so so I'm already talking about that short backswings. So this is going to be really important, right? Because if you have a big backswing, even if you sort of go slowly, it's just going to fire, right? So it's really like almost from contact. Yeah, you can land that lifting feeling. Yeah, after the bounce. Okay, so how do you sit here?
Okay.
Let's make it more realistic. And so this is very much, this is very much a feel thing. Like just getting the feel for how soft or hard you can be when you hit this. Let's get this back up here. Okay, so all we're going to do here is I'm just going to toss. And can you see if you can then move and perfect. This way. Okay. Now, these shots don't have to be super low, right? But they also can't be super high. Because if the travel's really high, then even after the bounce, it's going to be up above that level.
Okay.
So I'd say like if you're sort of within this window, you're fine.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Careful, watch out, it's not right.
Okay.
Hop up. Yeah, be a stable wrist all the way through.
Too high.
That's very good. Go, go. That's great. And so even if I want to get that out of the air, I won't be able to, right? Because it's landing so short. There you go. Here. Go on this side. It's not high again. Get to it. Get to it. Okay. Starting to get the feel. Okay. Can you take a step to your right? You should also be able to do this with your back hand. Right? If you're using that continental grip. Yeah, so you can experiment. You can experiment with one hand or two. Find out, right?
Oh, too high.
Okay. The distance is good. Yeah. Okay, so she's getting it. Okay, you stay there. So let's imagine I've returned serve. I'm coming in, and now you want to drop it there. Ready? So I return in and perfect. Two more. The landing again. No. That's a good one. You know what? I feel way better hitting this on my back.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. So careful. See how low and straight it was?
So a little bit more locked.
Yeah. So it's a misunderstanding. Yeah, it's an arcing ball. Oh, that's tough. Sorry. Sorry. Tough. There you go.
No.
Good.
Do you need the ball?
There you go. I can take it. Here goes.
Like,
Need one more good one. Good. So does that make sense as a
strategy there.
yeah? And so again, when some people will say, "Well, there's no point in these have to do a check drop." It's silly. Don't worry about it. But at a certain level, it's a requirement because it's tough to power, especially if you're way below baseline. So let's stretch the back on the side. Finish up with okay, so here's how we'll finish. We play real points. And for now, let's alternate servers and returners, because we work both on returning and being the server. So we'll alternate regardless of who wins. When you hit your return, what are we looking for?
I want to do like a lobby kind of deep shot
Deep?
and in the air so it gives me time to run
Good. So
and get ready to be in the net.
good. So deep enough that you keep me back and high enough that you get time to get to net. Okay?
And then
When you're serving
when
and I'm coming in.
I want to try that getting it in the kitchen low and kind of leaky.
Yeah, so mainly that it's short.
Sure.
Right? Okay, so let's try and if you hit a good deep return, great, we'll play. If you don't, we'll still play. We gotta deal with it. If you play a great third shot drop, terrific. And if you don't, no problem, we still play. Okay? All set. That's better. Here we go. Good fight. That's a good first one.
Yeah, good.
We're alternating serves, so here's say the why. A dink is when both people are already in the net.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, that's it. If I'm in the net and you're playing in the pitch from back there, we call it a drop. So you drop it from the baseline, and you dink from the kitchen. Very good.
I'm here.
There you go. What was the mistake?
I didn't give myself time to. Oh, wait. No, wait, you were serving?
You were serving and I was coming in.
Yeah, I didn't put it in the kitchen.
Right. And so like against lower level players, you'll get away with that sometimes. Just because that was like you just sort of forgot what you were doing, right? You'll get away with it. Against the better players, they will punish you. Here we go.
Nice, I can step. I'm not doing openings. And then you gotta get it.
Good point. Okay, last one, you're serve. I'm coming in.
So I'll wait till you get out there and then.
Yes, to answer your question before. So once you do that third shot drop, and it goes into the safety rally, you're in a situation that one ball against each line. So it takes a lot of patience. You want to do one more?
Sure.
Okay, bonus point. Last one. Yeah. Let's do it again. Come on, no reaching for these balls. That's better. Actually, yeah. Okay.
Got another big one.
One more. We better wrap up. Let's collect these few and then we'll
Okay.
wrap up. Okay, so 1 minute summary. When you are the server, what's the number one priority?
To do that third shot.
Before that, so you're
Oh,
serving.
get it in. Get it.
Number one, get it in. Okay, number two, get it deep.
Yes.
To pin me back. Okay, when I return and I come running in,
Then I need to be able to, if you're a really good player.
if I'm a good player, you want to make sure you can do a third shot drop.
Yes.
If I'm not such a
If
strong
you're
net
not,
player,
then I can drill it at you,
yes.
lob it,
Yeah.
or like put it where you can't, where you're not.
Yeah, so if I'm like a so-so player, you could get away with lobbing me, you can get away with driving at me, but at some point, like, okay, they're too good, gotta play a drop. And like technique-wise, what's important if you want to play a good drop?
Have that continental grip.
Yep.
So open, not a backspring, but you could, I don't know, go to the ball, bend down.
Good. So you got to be close to the ball. It's a compact swing. Good. And it's fine to you. Like this is where there's going to be a grip change, right? Because you'll have your serving grip. You'll do that, and then you'll change to that content. Because when that ball comes back, you're likely going to drop, right? Okay. What about when you're returning serve?
You should return to give yourself time to get in, like a deep lobby.
Okay. Yeah. Higher ball that gives you enough time to get forward, and you want it deep so that your life at the net is easy.
Yeah.
If I do choose to drive it at you when you're at the net, and I'm way back there,
I think, like, try and get it short.
good, drop volley. And let's say that I'm scared of you at the net, so I play a drop that lands short in the kitchen. What kind of shot could you respond with?
Short.
Then we get our dinking rally going. Yep. Okay. Question? Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Questions about anything?
Yeah, just about this station.
Yeah.
So I know I can't be in it to do that, but and I'm not allowed to stand in that either. Like I can go
So imagine.
I know it's not maybe smart, but technically,
Yeah, so
you're not even about to play with that.
Yep. So you can come into the kitchen whenever you want.
Okay.
You just can't play a ball in here.
Okay.
So you can hang out here the whole point. That's fine. But if you volley, you lose.
Okay.
So imagine if I went in to get a dink, okay, and I just stayed here, what would you do?
I put it up high so that you hit it.
Yeah, you would just make me volley.
Yeah.
Because then I lose.
Okay.
So you don't have to get out, but it's smart, right?
Okay.
You see them come in, you get right over. So if it does come at you, you're safe. So you don't want to
do that. Okay.
Yeah,
So that's why you don't want to be in there.
Yeah.
This
You
person
can
will
go.
just hit it higher and then you're out.
Yeah.
Automatic.
So if you see someone that's like trapped in the kitchen, just hit it at them and yeah. So there's no rule that you have to get out, but it's smart.
Okay.
Like you hit and then get out. Okay. Anything else? Okay. You did great. Are you playing tomorrow? Why?
I don't know what time. It must be a midday one or something, right? Friday.
I never
I don't
remember.
know.
I think it's midday.
I'll probably try and go.
Yeah, so whenever you go, like you'll see this, the return and run, serve and stay back. Right, we stay back because of the second bounce, but you're right. If it's a short return, you got to be ready to run forward for it.
I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah.
I thought like, oh, we can't put it short like that.
So
but you
no,
can.
it's strategic to send it back deep for the reasons we talked about.
Yeah.
But they could always try to surprise you with a short one. So, yeah, you did great.
Okay.
Thanks so much for coming.
No problem.
Okay, so that was my lesson with Marianne. I tried to position the camera so you could still like see most of the important things. And I tried to be loud enough that you could hear what I was talking about. What else should I say? Something about the format. So as you saw, like I started off after we did a warm-up. We played some real points or modified points on a half court because I wanted to see what she does when she actually plays. I don't want to presume what she does or doesn't do. After sort of seeing that, yep, I was right. She tended to stay back on the return and didn't hit the serve. The return very deep. I figured that was a good place to start. Additionally, there's no like real concept of a third shot drop, so that's why I introduced that. And for me, it's important both like playing at the start to see what they do, practicing, working on those skills, developing those skills, and then putting it back into a game at the end. So like a play, practice, play kind of model. So she feels how sees how she's able to like implement the new skills into a game setting. I should probably say something about my approach. I try to use an interactive approach as much as I can, so it's not just me talking at my student telling them what to do, but instead asking them questions. Why did you do this? What were you trying to do here? What would you have done differently? So I hope you sort of notice that throughout. It's important to me that they can become good problem solvers because I'm not on the court with them when they're playing most of the time. They need to be able to sort of assess what's going on and figure out a solution. So it takes a little more time to use that interactive approach because you gotta ask the questions and wait for them to sort of come to an answer and then sort of probe a little bit more, but I find usually it's worth it. And I should probably also add that when I was speaking with her sort of casually, whether she was getting water or we were at the net or something talking, I intentionally didn't put the camera directly on her. I thought that might be like, I don't know, just make her feel kind of uncomfortable. So I wanted my conversation with her to be as sort of natural as it could be. So that's why I put the camera where I did when we had those sort of close-up conversations, but I still wanted you to hear what we said. Anyway, I hope you accept this. I think it's pretty indicative of how I teach. I'm open if you got questions or want clarifications, please feel free to ask me. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Bye.